खन्नेओं तिखी कृपानों तिखी नहीं गया. We have to think about each and individual word. Just think about it. If it's a two-edged sword, you're walking on it, it's difficult. Every day, you're faced with a choice. Okay? You're cut. What would happen if you were walking on a sharp object? It'll be painful. Sikhi dara bhi bada aukha hai. It's very difficult. We talk about it, we learn. When it comes times to practice, we fail. When it's about changing our character, our mindset, we don't want to do that. Why? Because it's difficult. That's the one edge of the sword. What is the other? When you give up those qualities, now what happens? You get yourself into trouble, now you're in pain again. When we give up the hem of our guru, when we break away from our guru, we're still in pain. There is no other way. If you're gonna feel that pain, well, let me distinguish that. When you're walking away from the guru on your own path, on your own manmat, you have both the physical and the emotional pains. But when you walk on the other edge, which is the Sikhism, now your spirit, your soul is so strong that even your body doesn't feel the pain. Remember? Bhai Mati Das, Bhai Sati Das, Bhai Dayalaji, Bhai Taruji. Never in history, ever, anybody mentioned that they cried, screamed, begged. That is the reason. Because their spirits were so high, their internal mind, state of mind was so high, they don't consider body as their own. It's like a robe. And we'll come to that one here. Karmi aave kapda. What is that kapda? We're going to talk about that. One party will actually lead you into another one. Vigsa. Nanak, there's no ankar on the bottom, so we read this one separately. Guru Nanak says, Nanak Vigsa. Nanak Vigsa hi paper. Nanak Vigsa ve parva. Who? Who's worry free? God. The Lord Himself. Paramatma ji ne srishti banai, unhun fikr koi nahi hai. He's not worried about His creation. He takes care of it, but He knows He can. He has that power. Everything that He created operates under His command. Now, if you had that power that you could make anything happen and operate under your own command, and nothing was ever going to be is going to challenge you, would you be worried about it? I don't think so. And that's the whole concept. Hukmi, hukum chalayega. Everybody follows His command. Comes another question. Hukum razai chalana nanak likhyana. Well, Guruji said, if you want to remove that little curtain between you and God, hukum de vich chal. Ithe Guru Pasha ke jande hukmi hukum chalayega. ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਕਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪੇ ਹੀ ਚਲਵਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ. He's making everybody walk in His hukum. Then should we see Him? Just think about it. Gurbani need to be read and understood in that essence. You have to think about it. Hey, Guruji, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਹੁਕਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਚੱਲਣਾ. Now you're saying that He actually forces everybody, He makes everybody walk in His hukum. Then what do we need to do? There He used a word. Hukmi, hukama, razai chal. You have to learn to walk in His hukum. You have to like. Let me give you one example. People die. We're all going to die one day. That is His hukum. We follow his command. We cannot go outside it. We cannot defy it. But do we like time? We don't. Guruji said, learn, accept that reality. And the day we do, you will actually be at the state of mind that you will start to realize the Lord's presence inside you. And the only day you actually gonna marjivra. Gurbanis, there's a lot of times Guruji used the word marjivra. Being dead while you're still alive. That means you kill your own thoughts. Okay? Not the knowledge. The thoughts that are generated from inside of your mind that actually incite you to do bad things. Those are the thoughts that need to be gotten rid of. You should implant the thoughts of Satguru Sache Pasha. The Gurbani's thoughts. The Gurbani's concept should be implanted inside your mind. Je mande vich gurmat de vichar aa gaye, then you won't be confused. You'll be very clear about God. Okay? And this is what the Lord does. Everybody has to follow. Even the earth, the fire, the air, the waters, they all follow his command. Have you ever seen water running up the hill? You can't. You will never. And the reason is the way he created his laws, that the water needs to flow from higher to the lower levels. The air needs to run from the high pressure to the low pressures. Heat needs to get transferred from a higher temperature to the lower temperatures. That's his laws. And in nature, you see all the planets revolving around their own axes. And then they're going around. Have you ever found a planet or any astronomical body that actually sits into space? No, he made the laws. That's the only time you can exist. If you stop, you get sucked into another planet and they crash and they get destroyed. That's just laws of nature. That's what he created. And they're all systematic. Nothing interferes with the other. And that's the beauty of his creation. But we don't see it that. That's why I want you guys to learn science. Once you start to see science describing you his creation, and then you fall back on Gurbani, you'll actually start to see that science just barely scratches the surface. Just barely scratches the surface. And the rest is only explained by Gurbani. Science goes back to the atom, or the electrons and the protons, and talks about the energy. But then when we look at it, well, where did that energy come from? We talk about the creation, Big Bang Theory. Well, what caused the Big Bang? Why was there a Big Bang? Well, you have no other explanation whatsoever other than the Creator himself causing those things. I thought about it many times. But that's the only way you could explain it. You can't physically see him, but his actions show you his presence. His creation is enough to prove his existence. Okay? We're going to move on to the next slide here. Sacha Sahib, Saj Nai. And we don't read that one Nai, Saj Nai. It's a critical word. Pakya Pao Papa. Aken. Read it with a bindi. Aken. Mangahen. De. Daat kare data. You gotta learn how to read the Gurbani. Sacha. We say. Now, let's talk about this word. We gotten into this one here, Sat Nam. You read in English, a very plain translation, his name is true. Does that make any sense to anybody? It never did to me. Sat Nam. Why do we associate the word Sat? What does the word Sat means? Anybody?
True.
Truth. Sachai. What is the opposite word? What? Jhoot. Sat to jhoot